6 o'clock on August 11th, 2026. We'll go ahead and call the meeting of the Board of Public Affairs of the Village of Lodi to order. First order of business is recognition of guests and their questions or concerns. Nobody out there. Second, number 2 is the approval of the minutes for 7/14/2026.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 3, approval of the monthly bills.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Right into new business. So Harry Phillips and Paul Beckhusen of AMP will attend the September board meeting to discuss data centers and their impact on the community resources.
I also met with AMP today about some extra behind the meter generation. So Paul Harry's going to get read up on that, and he's also going to talk to you guys about that. There's some possibilities for some extra behind the meter generation that we can look into. So that meeting, we also are having department quarterlies. I don't know if you guys want to maybe have the staff come in like at 6:30, or I don't know what you're feeling on that. What do you think? We can have Harry go first. He's got to drive back down to Columbus, so.
Yeah. Either that, or we could have them come at the next meeting.
Yeah, we keep pushing that off, and now we're 4 months behind.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's have them come at 7.
At 7, okay.
We'll surely be done with all this stuff that these guys are going to want to talk about by 7.
Okay.
Unless you want to come earlier.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, if you want to come at 7.
Like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, would AMP be able to come then?
You mean change the board meeting?
Yeah.
That's up to the board.
I mean, it's doable. I'm just asking out of the question is all. I don't know what AMP's ability is and what, if it's easy for them or not. I mean, for us, I don't really think anybody cares.
That can mess up your evening if you weren't planning on coming, you know. But I mean, AMP's already kind of on the books for there.
AMP's been on the books for months.
Yeah.
Do you want to throw off quarterlies another month? We can do that.
I mean, fine by me.
There isn't anything pushing on it, is there?
No.
Yeah, I think you can wait on quarterlies, and
Okay.
that way it's
Okay.
not too much in one meeting, and you guys don't have to sit through all that if you don't want to. All right, so they're going to come talk about data centers and the impact on the community resources. Because AMP's they're multiple states, so they probably have a lot of experience with how that's impacting other areas.
It's huge in Ohio right now.
200 and some.
Well, there's also competing bills in the legislature as to what to do with the future here, and everything's in court too. So, and we had several large group in Seville last night against data centers. So, but Seville doesn't have the ability to serve one at this point. I don't know if we do either.
Not really. No. But out of town, you never know where we service.
Wouldn't First Energy have to service it? Not us, but First Energy by state law.
Well, that's what's going on out there. We don't know yet.
That's what they did. New Albany, they just forced them in.
Yeah, I mean, but they're a public utility. We're not. So if they have the generation, then they say, yeah, you got to serve it.
Well, there are other small communities like us that are being forced into it, so now they've got to scramble to buy power and put power behind the meter to meet the demands of these. So it's problematic.
The feds have already said they got to provide their own power.
Provide their own power.
Right.
So
And what they're doing is they're building their own substations and that type of thing.
yeah.
Still got to get power there, though.
Huh?
Still got to get power there.
Well, they're using cats and stuff like that for power. Cats selling all kinds of stuff.
that and the technology is changing every day as to what is necessary, so.
So that should be an interesting meeting,
I think
hear
so.
what they have to say.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, the superintendent along with AMP recommends adopting the current American Public Power Association Safety Manual into Lodi's Electric General Rules and Regulations document. If adopted, Lodi Electric along with its subcontractors will be required to follow this document.
There's been some discussion in the past to add something to our electric regulations, so I did get a hold of AMP, and they recommend that we follow this current edition and put it in the document that, we don't specify the 17th edition, just the current edition of the safety manual for APPA.
I'll make a motion that we add that to our general rules and regulations.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Current business, continued discussion concerning auxiliary water customers. Who wants to start on that?
We've been working with Ted, and us three have been working with Ted on getting an agreement together. We've been working with our customer count. We've got it down to how many now?
About 20.
About 20 customers. That still are, they're financially strapped and they couldn't, right? So we created this agreement with Ted. We just got this one today. So that's why I put this, a copy of this on your desk here.
We added something to it today.
Yeah.
Made a good suggestion. And basically, I'll tell you what it is. They would have to contract with their own contractor to get it done. And the only thing that we would reimburse would be sealing the well. We would not reimburse for the, what's it called? The backflow device. So, with that said, they would allow us to put that bill on their taxes over the next 5 years.
Even if they're out of town?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Once it's on there, it's an assessment, so if they sell that house, the buyer's gonna have to pay it.
Okay, and the only time that would come in effect is if they actually cap the well, right?
Right.
Have you, any of the people you've talked to, have you mentioned this might be a possibility coming that
In a very vague way.
they seem receptive? Is that it?
They seem, like it would be something they'd be interested in. Because in their mind, I think they're thinking it's not just one lump sum.
Right.
Right down.
And we're still gonna have customers that are not gonna wanna do anything, so we need some direction from the board on what to do with those customers. Now, I have negotiated with the EPA, they're gonna give us till the end of the year to work this out, so we've got a little bit of time here, so, I don't know if you have any.
If something, if, present them something like this, and they refuse it, the only other option is shut them off, and we already have that in place, so.
If they don't wanna cooperate, I don't think we have any other alternative really, because
Oh, you've gotta comply with the EPA.
it's gotta be done in one way or another.
So we are gonna have customers.
There'll probably be a few, yeah. But they may change their mind once this is actually presented to them. The monetary aspect can be a pretty decent motivator to resistance. And then once it's established that there'll be this type of help, they might change their tune.
Who records this document? Who records this document?
You don't, we give it to you in that, puts it on the taxes.
And I can sign this document?
And this is the council doesn't need to approve this, because this is your internal, administration of how to do this. Like I said, you've already put the policy in, already been ordered by EPA to do it, so this is a way to do it. So the board can approve this.
So we approve this, and then, you know, if we approve it, then they can, the water department can reach out and let people know that, hey, this is an option now, so we'll see how receptive that is,
Well,
if we have to go to a.
if this is what we're gonna do, why don't we just approve it tonight and then go ahead and start using it? You got any problem with that?
And we're gonna need time too, so
Yeah.
this is probably a good time to do it.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we use the auxiliary water system agreement for all the customers that haven't complied.
And that's I'll second that, so that's an option for them to, yeah. All in favor? Aye. All right, superintendent's notes. Number one, village project updates, Cross Electric Substation Project Phase 2, a contract signing and pre-construction meeting was held on July 31st of 26. The project schedule has not yet been published. Mainlight is currently working on scheduling subcontractors ordering material. Some materials have lead times extending out months. The goal is to have the project completed prior to the next Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland peak shaving season. So, disappointing we're going to miss out on this season, but let's see. Bank Street Waterline Project contract signing and pre-construction meeting was held on July 31st, 2026. Project is not, the Abe's project schedule is not yet been published. Dirt Dog is currently working on ordering material and setting dates for construction. A letter has already been sent out to properties affected by the necessary tree clearing operations. Some trees along the route conflict with the water line trench location and will have to be removed. The board still needs to discuss in the event that a member of the community requests a tree replacement. The construction goal is to have the water line along Bank Street complete by the end of the year. This is in coordination with ODOT's paving project scheduled to start this spring of 27.
We did receive a schedule 2 days ago from Dirt Dog. They plan on starting September 2nd. So I composed a letter to the residents that live along the route of improvement, so we're gonna get a letter out, so everybody knows what's going on.
Right. Number three, the OEPA is offering another round of grant opportunities for communities having to inventory for lead service lines. Will the board approve the superintendent to file grant paperwork in the hopes of continuing work with Arcadis and RCAP for inventory and creative replacement program?
Yeah, we were lucky when we filed for a grant, what was it, 2 years ago, Joe?
Yeah.
That we got it, and what we got, 300,000?
I thought like
400,000 to work with Arcadis. EPA pays indirectly, we're out of it, they help us along with RCAP, so it's been really positive. So there's another round of monies available, so if you'd like me to, I'd like to file.
Yeah, that'd be nice to get that.
I'll make a motion that we have Tracy get involved as soon as possible on this.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Other update, Settlers Grove Subdivision Phase 2, a pre-construction meeting was held on 8/5/2026. To date, the developers still need to provide the village clerk with required documents and deposits prior to start construction. Site work is scheduled to begin second week of September.
Is there any update on that, or
Yeah,
still
council
waiting?
approved it last night and Rob is signing it so I can, send it over to the attorney tomorrow.
They needed to get the bond,
Right,
so,
so Mary Ann will have it tomorrow.
and, that sheriff's already signed it. So.
Right, that's what I it, so, I will email it to, a copy to you and tell.
I think the transformers will be in a couple of weeks, so we're ahead of the game.
Oh, that's good.
All right, number two update, backup generator peak shaving unit. The turbo was sent off to CAT to have it faucet and the filters have been cleaned and are waiting for the unit to be powered back up. CAT has quoted a 65-day turnaround on the turbo rebuild. This most likely puts us out of the 2026 peak shaving season. That's what I meant was disappointing that we're not gonna get back up in time, but. Number 3, electric, the new ground person in the electric department is required to attend his first AMPS lineman training course in October. The climbing gear required costs $3,500. It's being purchased from Hall of Safety out of Pennsylvania. Number 4, electric, First Energy has postponed its interconnect rebuild project for 2027 due to permitting problems. The outage is scheduled for August 30th and October 31st are at this time canceled. Lodi and AMP will continue to work with First Energy on scheduling times. Number 5, water treatment plant. The water department employees would like to take the opportunity this winter to tear down and rebuild their lunchroom. Through the decades, the shop has suffered flooding events. We have noticed wood stud wall rotting along the interior wall and interior wall damage. The estimated material cost is $1,651.39.
Do you have anything more to add?
Just the wall studs are, you can actually shake the walls back and forth. It's a support wall for the upstairs, so the new guy came from Lodi Lumber. He asked if we could rebuild that wall, so we brought it up to Tracy.
You guys think you can do it?
I'll make a motion that we have water department employees rebuild it.
I think you should do that other room now too. Since you're gonna have it all open.
You're talking about where we have all the meters.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
if you're
wall
gonna,
have to.
if you're gonna have it all open, you might as well just do it all and be done with it.
It's up to you. That was just for the one room, so I don't know what the quote would be for both. I mean,
It can't be
probably
much
about
more.
double.
Can't be much more.
I would just approve it and then we can modify the quote.
All right. Did you make a motion? I'll second that. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, number 6, water treatment plant. Sand filter number 3 is recommended to be rehabilitated this year. The village water department would like to purchase the sand and gravel directly from Roberts Water Technologies Incorporated at a cost of $21,760. The labor and materials to rehab the unit will be performed by Workman Industrial Services Incorporated at a cost of $41,600.
Yeah, I think we've got Workman on the schedule to do it this year, don't we? And we talked to them and
I think they're able to, as long as it gets approved.
now, what's the delivery for the material though? That get back ordered or?
I don't know, I have to check.
I heard they were like 4 weeks or something.
Could be.
So sooner we can get this approved and then I think we've got all of them finished after this one.
I guess the only thing once we get that stuff out of there, if the walls on that need repaired, are we capable of doing that ourselves, or are we gonna have to have?
What do you mean by walls? Like,
The walls of the
When it's in
the steel,
The interior?
interior of it.
I mean, the walls internally don't look bad. I mean,
It's just the air handling units that
Yeah.
get tore up. It's not so much the tanks.
yeah, the house, the tank, yeah, I would say that's still in good shape.
Okay. I make a motion, then we'll go ahead and proceed.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Water treatment plant. This is number 7, the water treatment plant. The water department would like to replace the failing Whisper Max air compressor pump at a cost of $9,932. It runs the air exchange in the sand filters.
Do you have anything more to add on that? That's original plan, isn't it?
That's the original blower.
Yeah, and Jeff told me it's failing, so.
I make a motion that we replace it.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 8, wastewater treatment plant, new control project. To get the engine engineer started with the project plans and specifications. It is estimated to cost $18,000. It is recommended to move forward with this work, even if the project gets shelved due to funding constraints. So that work we can do now, and then they can do the rest.
Yeah, whenever we find the money or whatever, what was it, 300,000?
370.
Yeah, so at least we'll have the work done, and then whenever we can.
That way we can divide it up and do it sections at a time.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to proceed with it.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Number 9, wastewater treatment plant. The staff has identified 5 sanitary sewer manholes in need of immediate rehabilitation. Lake County Sewer has provided Lodi with an estimate of $20,000 to perform the work.
I don't have a quote. I think we're still trying to get it if you guys don't have it, but this is the verbal quote that we got from them to move forward with the
That
rehab.
seems awful cheap, isn't it, Joe?
They may not just be as deep as some of the other ones that they have done. They actually noticed them when they were actually doing the routine cleaning and maintenance, and they don't look that great.
Because Christie told me the outfit that we usually had to do it, they're hard to get them to do it anymore.
Right.
And the cost she told me that they charge is a lot more than 20 a hole.
That's for all 5. The 20,000. Whatever you quote.
20,000 for all
They
5,
got 20,000.
not each.
Oh, you're thinking that they wanted 20,000 each?
From what she told me, I thought it was gonna be a lot more than that. I figured it was gonna be at least probably 50,000 to get them done.
No, I don't think they were that high individually. But, I mean, we can look back at the ones we've had done.
Yeah.
She got the quote, but it wasn't until about $359 or whatever. So that quote is.
Was it close to this?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that's not bad.
I make a motion that we go ahead and get them done.
So how do we, what number do we put on that, 20,000, or is that?
We'll just pull a PO for 20,000.
If it's less, it's less. All right, so Don, you made a motion.
Yes.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 10, wastewater treatment plant request to purchase a spare return pump for the clarifiers. All pumps are currently in use. A new pump is $23,800 from Schultz Fluid.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but all the spare pumps, all the pumps are in place, correct?
Yeah,
We
all
do
are.
not have a spare.
I thought you asked for one end of last year.
We put one in.
You already used it.
We held off. We had, before that, we had used ones that we were kind of limping by with. And then we don't have one. So we put that one in.
What's the lead times for this?
I think 4 to 6 weeks.
What did you do with the old ones? Did you use the old one or anything?
One, the blue, it blew like a,
Gone.
got like a hole in the butt side of it.
It's very caustic and just nothing left of it.
All right, I'll make a motion for that.
You would,
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
I have a quote to replace the meter base and have 200 amp overhead service put back on the Harris Road garage building. We had taken off the meter and the meter base to site it a couple of months ago, and the material, from what I've been told, is very old and is not safe to put back. So we have a quote for $2,900 to run 200 amp service and put in a new meter base, correct? And then put a new receptacle in for a light at the panel. 2 new ground rods, labor material $2,900 from Chatham Electric. We have to set a meter. There's no meter on that building.
I'll make a motion that we go ahead.
All in favor?
Aye.
meeting, we discussed the, request for sewer credit for the pool bill. Since then, the owner of that property, gave me some further information and has asked for you to reconsider the request based on that new information. What had happened was every year when they filled their pool, they've always called us to get the readings, but the pool company that was, erecting their new pool canceled on them twice, and at the last minute had to come on a Saturday and do it, and there was no way to contact us to get that reading. That's why they were asking without the readings, and the company had already canceled and rescheduled twice on them. She said there was no way she could actually get a hold of someone when they just abruptly decided to come. So she would like to know if you would reconsider based on the size of the pool that she had the receipt for.
And they've called in years past.
Yes, yes, but that's why they didn't call us, because the company just kept
Changed the date,
canceling
that's
on them
what
and
she
then
did.
changing the date, and then all of a sudden they were coming on Saturday.
Any discussion on that? I mean, they've called in years past, and I mean, it makes sense, I mean, what they're saying.
How much are we talking about?
$186.56 for this excess sewer that didn't go in the drain.
Problem.
I mean, I,
A reasonable.
yeah,
Reasonable
you know,
reason, yeah.
I think if this was, they just never called ever, and they're asking for it back, that's one thing, but there's a history here that they've called and made us aware and has done it properly, and then this was kind of a
Right,
unique circumstance.
it's an odd situation that I don't think would set a precedent.
I'll make a motion to approve the sewer credit, for $186.56.
Yes.
All in favor? Aye. Chris?
No? Okay. You choose that, yes?
Yeah. Crazy.
You wanna discuss the tree?
Yeah.
Oh, I have one more thing.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, but I can wait. You want to?
Go ahead.
No.
Okay. I gave you this sheet of inactive notices list. Every couple of years, we have some accounts that we write off because the property sold before, the final bill was paid, and I have no way to put it on taxes then, because the title agencies did not request the last bill. We didn't know that it sold until after the fact. So we have a few of those. Those are the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the list. And those, every couple of years, we have about that many that happens. But there's no law that requires the title agencies to do that. Oh,
Not really.
yeah, it's just
Good ones will do it.
good ones do, right? But then sometimes we get stuck because we don't know that they sold it, and then the new person moves in, and it's too late for me to put it on taxes because the property transfers. So those are the first 6. The last one, that's the remainder of the bill from Ohio Station Realty outlets that used to own the outlet mall. If you recall, when they left, they didn't pay us, and then Ted did everything possible and went to court and everything to regain the money that they owed us. He was able to collect the $11,296.60 through court action.
Well, we got a judgment, and then we hit their bank account, and that's what was left in it. So, and I did a lot of research on this company. There is a parent company in New York, but they don't own anything in Ohio at this point. So collecting the rest of it is pretty much impossible.
Yeah, they made an LLC just for
And
Ohio.
I don't know why, I mean, we got lucky that they left an amount of money in the bank account.
So there's no way for us to collect the rest of that if we wanna write.
So what you're looking for is to write off.
They told, the
the
7,
total.
yeah, the 7 accounts.
Because these other accounts, I mean, you can't punish the buyer. So
Right, well, I don't
you
think by law I can
Right.
Yeah, right.
build a buyer,
You can only.
only build them, right? And we do put it on taxes every year, but sometimes there are some that transfer before we even knew that they had sold their property. Then I can't put it on taxes. So it's just the 7 accounts.
I thought they always called, but
No,
No, they don't.
they
it's
don't.
hit or miss.
I'll make a motion, then we'll go ahead and write them off.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
That's good to know because, I mean, I was always under the impression, you know, the water and sewer follows the, you know, the property, you know.
No, it's the user that the utility follows, right? Okay.
So we can't leave it turned off and say until the account's satisfied?
No, because it's a new buyer.
Because it's not, it's the, yeah.
That would be like if you bought a new home that the prior owners had bills that were due to someone and they made you pay them. It's just not,
The only thing you can do is in a, rent situation.
right, then,
And then you can force them to get it turned back on.
so. Okay, and that's all I have.
All right. Let's right into the tree discussion.
Okay, well, it started with, as you know, someone saying that their tree was a bad tree, and I suggested we have somebody take a look. Now, officially, we don't have to do anything, but as we just won a lawsuit because we were claiming we were aware of a sidewalk issue, which we were not. And we ended up getting sued over somebody falling on a bad sidewalk, which today we won. So the concern I have is that if we know a tree is bad, we should look into doing something about it. Officially, we don't have to. Now, one of the issues, though, that you might want to consider, and I know Annette doesn't have any money in the account, is putting together a tree program where we hire an arborist to go out and do a survey of what's out there and make suggestions as to what should be taken down from that. Then we go through a process, which usually we would start in, say, January, where we identify the trees, we give notice to the owners to take them down. If they do not take them down, then eventually we can assess those owners for whatever cost the village incurs by taking them down. But like I said, it's a process. You don't necessarily want to, you don't want to go through the assessment process for one tree, okay? You should consider having a tree program. And you don't have to do the whole village at once. You can do it you do it with sidewalks now, and do it in sections. Because that may help, and that's find some money, over a period of time. We're gonna do this amount this year, this amount this year, this amount that this year.
Wasn't that up to council to appropriate the money into this?
Right, the problem is general fund can't fund that. I mean, we have, general fund, doesn't have the extra money to take down trees because they could be anywhere from like 3,000, 4,000 up to 10,000.
And actually, through the
There's- and-
assessment process, if you had to borrow the money, you can assess for that. That's part of the assessment. It can be done. But we're not talking about money coming out of the board money. Because the only reason you're considering that is because you're the tree commission. So you would have to make a recommendation to council to go ahead and start this program.
I don't know where we would get the starting money because there's so many trees in the tree lawns that customers call constantly for wanting us to go remove their tree. Gosh, it could be very, very costly.
Right, now, like Tracy put together a letter that I think is fine. I mean, we could start there and just send the letters out and saying, take down your tree. We see how many of them come down.
Right.
But I think you're probably gonna run into the same thing you're running into with the auxiliary water.
People are gonna not have the funds.
And like I said, if, my concern is liability, obviously. We know that there's a dead tree somewhere and we don't do anything about it. Generally, we're immune unless there's quote unquote gross negligence of some kind. And you never know. If a tree falls down, on a car or something like that, Lodi's getting sued too. Not just the homeowner, but we would too, if it's in the tree line. But officially, those trees belong to the homeowner.
Right. What would happen if we were to take and break the town up into 3 or 4 sections and start a program where we took a section every year and worked on it? And just did that section and sent letters to those people in that area.
And that's what I'm talking about.
What if while we're doing this section over here, a limb comes down and smashes a guy's car?
Well, that kind of is what happened in the sidewalk situation. The sidewalk program had not gotten to that part of the village yet. So we had no knowledge or responsibility for what we have not already undertaken to fix. Okay? So that's basically how we got out of it. If we had already been, we were already in that section and didn't fix it, then we'd have a problem.
Right.
Okay?
Okay, so
So as long as you're doing some kind of
if
proactive.
if we actually get the program set up and start using it, then that would probably keep us from getting judgments, because presently we don't have anything, right?
Mhm. Well, we have a policy.
Yeah, we have a policy, but if Joe Blow comes in and says, hey, I got a tree in my yard that needs taken down, and we don't do anything, we're liable, right?
Could be.
Could be.
If we know.
Yeah.
If we know about it, yeah. And it's bad. It's bad.
So it'd be better if we knew ahead of time.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm suggesting that maybe we look into a program. And how you would do it is that you identify the trees, you get an estimate on those trees to be taken down, so you have an idea of how much money you may have to spend.
Right.
If nobody did it. And then if there's no money in that fund, then you ask council to you said the general fund couldn't do it, but go out and borrow that money.
Can, the stuff that's in like the electric wires, can you,
That's different.
okay.
That's different. Because there's a separate statute that permits the board to order trimming of trees and taking down trees that are in the electric wires.
Yeah, so if we have a tree that is bad and in our opinion needs to come out, we can go ahead and take it out, right?
Well,
as long as there's wires.
As long as it's interfering with the system, yes.
Don't we have to make the property owner aware? Otherwise, could be a misdemeanor.
Yeah, you have to tell them what's going on. But the
You'd have to
difference is-
first give them the opportunity to take it
Well,
down.
that's what we're talking about, yeah. Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, if they're in the wires, you can take them down.
Or adjacent, I mean,
Yeah.
if it falls, they could potentially take a lifetime.
Right.
That would be
If
considered.
there's anything that could possibly cause the wires to go down,
Failure.
but the difference is the board can pay for that,
Right.
okay? Under the program, council has to pay.
Well, but with that logic, would everything be
Well, I mean, the stuff that's not, the underground stuff wouldn't count. I mean,
no, but
And
most of it's overhead.
we're only talking trees in the tree lawns, not
Yeah,
people's
all
yards
right,
and
in
such,
the
right?
right of way.
Right, in the right of way. And there's an awful lot of trees in the right of way in the town.
No, I'm sure you've got an awful lot of
A
trees
lot of-
out of the
yeah.
right of way that are.
Right,
Right. But would I have to be concerned about that?
would we have to hire an arborist to make it legit? Would we have to-
Well, yeah, because if you're gonna
Yeah.
assess, you gotta go through the process and you have to have, okay, we've identified the trees. Now we've got an estimate on them. And then we have to, it actually would have to be bid by a contractor.
Okay.
But that is, if you want to assess, you have to do all those things. You have to give them an opportunity to,
Get their own
comply.
contractor and take it out.
Well, actually, that's the first thing you do. You tell them, you've got a bad tree, you have until this day to get it done, and we're gonna have to assess you.
I'd be fearful what the arborist comes up with. I'm just saying. What we deal with.
One lady told me, she goes, my insurance company, she questioned them.
All right,
And
so
they were
just
like,
let it fall.
Yeah, and we'll deal with it if it falls.
Okay, I mean, the mom and the two kids who get killed when it falls,
Yeah.
right, they wanna deal with that?
Boy, that's not good.
Well, in a case like that, couldn't we just have them sign a letter stating that if something happens, it's their responsibility, that voids us of the experience of the
That we're not liable.
liable?
I'm saying we probably are not liable,
Not
but that
liable
doesn't mean that we won't get sued, because we just did on the sidewalk thing.
Even though we ended up being not liable, right?
Right. But cost you the deductible, which is more than taking a tree down.
It's a hard thing. I mean, we used to have money in the Shade Tree Commission,
Yeah.
but people would donate money to that. That's been at a zero balance for years because you're not getting many donations
Yeah,
anymore.
and even if they did, they want to donate to buy new trees.
To buy new, and not to take down trees, right?
That was gonna be another.
We also
What if
have
we
to, there's some
say
provision
that
in
your
here
tree
that the
needs to
tree
come down
commission
or
has to
not.
approve own plantings.
and
Okay.
they go,
We just found a tree that was in the
check
power
the
lines,
arborist has to come down.
it was dead.
And they
Uh-huh.
say,
And
well,
the homeowner
I want
came
new
to
people.
bring it over.
Well-
Yeah, you can't,
Yeah,
You don't have to.
that would be really hard to police, wouldn't it?
It is in here that they're
Yeah.
supposed to come
They're
to tree
supposed to
commission
come
for all
They're
that.
supposed to. I think it's going to be a long process no matter what.
I'm just thinking, who in the world is gonna do all that work?
Gonna assume here, there's probably no grant money available for any of this kind of stuff.
I don't know.
I don't know, I doubt it because
I've never heard of that.
grants
I haven't
usually
either,
for
yeah.
infrastructure and parks and things like that.
There's no like general grants that you might be able to.
Oh, DNR might be able to help with that, but I don't know.
that
Well,
would
one
be-
thing, you had a great idea though, I mean, when, obviously you have programs where you're gonna have to trim trees.
Or electric, right?
And if you can somehow justify that a bad tree somewhere could take out our power,
And it
put it in your program.
And have the electric department pay for all this?
While you're,
Sure.
while you're
While they're
doing
trimming.
your trimming.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as long as,
Well,
I
as
just
long
don't
as
think
it's
it's fair.
justified that it's protecting the system, then the electric department could pay for it.
I'm just into that.
Yeah, there's so many trees in the tree lawns and
Just
they're older trees that could cost
Acres a night. really?
hundreds of thousands
Yeah,
of dollars.
it's all aerial electric and.
Yeah. Do you think we could reach out to ODNR to see what programs they know of that other people already have in place that we could have Ted look at? Does that sound like a good idea to you guys? To reach out to
Yeah.
ODNR?
Maybe go to other municipalities and see what what they're doing to address this kind of stuff.
Right.
What do I do in the interim? Do I just send letters to residents?
Send me a letter. They may take it down, they may not, but we need to know what we're doing.
What time frame do you put in there?
Well, see, that's the thing, we have a program, and we give them a deadline, Tracy can tell them whatever he wants at this point.
Cause I mean, I had a tree taken down one time and it took months to get the guy out there to do it. You know, it's just.
They're busy contractors.
They're
so it
busy.
does take a while.
Say it's unsafe.
My neighbor has a company.
Right, yeah, I know, yeah, I know.
They're out there on Sunday.
How did the townships do it? If they just take them down?
I don't know if the townships even deal with it.
I think what they do is if they have one that's bad, they call somebody and have them take it down.
Yeah, cause that's LMRE or First Energy, they
Oh,
don't
yeah.
care about
See,
that.
they
They
don't.
don't care.
I know at the
The
township
other-
meetings, they always do
The other
that.
thing that there is in the, okay, that's fine. The other thing too is that, in the township, the right of way belongs to the homeowner to the center of the road. The right of way starts at the sidewalk in the village, so.
Brody and I might have some programs that they know of that we could have Ted look at to see what we could pull together. Unless do you know of any specific programs?
I don't.
What does Seville do?
We don't have people calling saying take down our tree.
Yeah.
I mean, I have not heard of there, so. Or they just do it through the trimming.
Just do it during the trimming.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make sense on the long term. Yeah, you know, but for some of these stuff, there's stuff that's immediate that needs.
I know 2 or 3 of them right now. There's one at the bottom of Prospect. It's a huge tree. I'm sure it's 10 grand to take down. You know, it's dying, but I'm not an arborist. I don't know, how long it's got.
Well, my neighbor could tell you too, though, you could see a tree that's, looks like it's dying, and you do a few things and it's not dying anymore.
Right.
So,
We can do some research for the next meeting. Does that sound feasible?
So you want me to put letters out until we find out more? or-
No, I mean, if you, like, the one we're talking about, send them a letter, see what happens. So at least they know that, to stop calling you and saying, take down my tree.
Who would have ever thought trees would be a problem?
I mean, we have a lot of big trees.
There's a lot of big trees, yeah.
It's an old town.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of the trees they planted at the time probably weren't gonna interfere with it.
Yeah, probably way back when.
Any, member comments?
Just remember, we're the tree commission.
Yeah, you said it was, thinking about the water line replacement of trees on there.
Yeah.
We never talked about it.
Where?
There's,
It's on that first
Bank
page.
Street water line
Bank
replacement instead of up.
They're gonna have to take some trees out to trench for the water line.
Where do you see that?
I've only had one resident call me about that. She understood, but she wasn't happy about it, but
I think what you
she
did,
understands.
when we went up the hill for the electric line, you guys, said if they wanted a tree, we would, the village would, or the board would get a new tree if we had to take it down. Was that what they had decided, yeah?
I mean, we got that one where we planted trees for them.
Nobody on Medina Street wanted a tree?
Nobody, not
Nobody.
one at all.
I know a tree.
There's leaves on the thing.
Yeah, so what Chris is bringing up, the board still needs to discuss in the event a member of the community requests.
What I'd like to do, I have a meeting next week with an arborist from ODNR. I'd like to get a list of species of trees that he recommends planting on the power lines, and we can talk about it later after the clearing process is done. We don't need to decide now.
All right.
But you know which trees need to be taken out for the water line.
We've already sent letters.
Sent letters
We
to
did.
them already.
All right, next scheduled meeting is, September 8th, 2026 at 6 p.m. With that, is there a motion to adjourn?
Do you want to talk to our attorney,
Well,
or no?
I don't think there's anything to discuss at this point. Unless you have anything to bring up. All right, adjournment, motion to adjourn,
So moved.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.